I did. Look at it. Look at it. What is that? See it move. Crazy. It's not just New Jersey or here in Milan. What the heck is that? Look how it moves. Ciao ragazzi, this video was written and filmed in Italian by our team of scientists, storytellers and video makers, manually translated into English but dubbed with artificial intelligence. Long live culture, and let's go back to the video.
It's fake, guys. We did it. It's fake. Look, we did it in 3D. But before seeing how we did it in this video, we first want to definitely go and see what's happening in New Jersey. So many of you guys have written to us, what's happening? These UFOs, these drones, Stefano will talk about it later. And then we go and see actually how it's made in 3D, a credible video. Let's show the UFO in flight for a moment, where there's like a Batman type UFO. Here it is. So that we can learn to navigate social media better when there's this fake news. Because it's not immediately clear when something is true, when something isn't true, but there are tools. Clear example. This video, look, at 711,000 likes, 10 million views, it seems true, okay. In the meantime, if we just click here, it says the video was made digitally okay. So it is essential to go into a little more detail.
Anyway, let's get started with the video and see how we made this 3D video.
We're at the 3D artist station with Andrea Torchetti. Now we're going to show you how we made this video.
It must be said that a video like this can certainly be made with different techniques, different methodologies. We will show you how we did it, so everything starts from an app.
From an app?
The first thing to do with this app isn't to film the scene, but
scan the scene. Go ahead. So basically, there's this little button called Scan, and it basically, look, it scans the whole scene for you.
It makes a 3D model of the scene for you.
Exactly, yes. So both the column and the ground, you see, all these things, these lines that he is creating, are points that are important for him to have reference points in the 3D scene.
Attention, it can do this thanks to the LiDAR. If you have this little circle near the cameras, you have the LiDAR. So, okay, look. Now I'm saving.
And there's the whole scene.
So thanks to this 3D model you see, there's an overlap of the real world with the virtual world.
At this point, once the 3D model is created, Andy can start recording.
So I'll do the scene. Go ahead, are you ready?
We're rolling, go. Come on, look over there. Wow, it's incredible. Look there. There you go. Stop, cut. What did he record now? He recorded the 3D model. He recorded the image. You see there's the 3D model overlaid on the image. And then he recorded another crucial thing. Crucial. The camera movement. He did this movement, but we need that movement to be virtual in the virtual scene. And actually, wanna come see. So this is the movement he recorded. Everything we recorded needs to be imported into a 3D modeling software. We use Blender. This is our window, and this is the camera we recorded. The camera movement. If Andy hits play, see, you can see the camera moving. At this point, we can add any object. We added something that's a mix between Batman and Star Wars, you know. There it is. And so you see that it's tracked, everything's tracked. So the real movements are identical to the virtual movements, so you have something like this. What's the interesting thing about it? Look at this detail that really gives you the feeling that it's real. The fact that the object has another object in front of it. In this case, there's this beam. If we didn't have the 3D model of the beam to cover in relation to the spaceship, we couldn't do it. I mean, the spaceship would always be on top of the image. That's why we need a 3D model. In this case, the interaction with the scene itself makes everything more believable. That's why it's like the virtual blends with the real. If I'm virtual and I do this, if this wasn't here, it wouldn't be believable.
I mean, if I were just here without an object in front of me, it would be less believable. That's why you need a 3D model, in this case, of the room. That said, this is the technique we used. It took us about half a day. If we had more time, we would have made it even more believable. Anyway, these videos aren't always fake, like videos of unidentified objects and phenomena. There are many that are actually real, that we don't know much about, and for this, I'll hand it over to Stefano Candelli.
The news about the sighting of many UAPs, which are unidentified aerial phenomena, became of international interest after December 13th, when Donald Trump, on his social media platform Truth, posted that mysterious drones had been spotted and, if it's not clear what they are, they should be shot down. This, as you can easily guess, opened the floodgates to a huge amount of conspiracy theories, so to clear things up, it's best to start from the beginning. It all started in New Jersey. Here, in Morris County, starting from November 18th, authorities reported a spike in UAP sightings, as confirmed during a White House press conference. This led the FBI, on November 20th, to start investigating what was happening. Days go by, and on social media, there are more and more images and videos of colorful lights moving, quote-unquote, strangely in the night skies. In fact, it's true that in the United States, there are always sightings throughout the year, but according to NUFORC, which is a private organization that records UFO sightings, the number of reports has doubled recently. But keep in mind that a lot of the stuff circulating online was nonsense and were fake videos, or just videos of planes or other easily explainable phenomena. Consider that out of over 5,000 reports, the FBI decided to look into about 100 of them. So the FBI went to different areas with both radar and video equipment, even inside military bases. They even use special radars that, when they detect a drone, activate an optical camera that tracks the target. And what did the FBI agents discover with these investigations? The FBI believes they are UAS, which stands for Unmanned Aircraft Systems, basically drones, like the ones we have here in Italy. Keep in mind that currently in the United States, there are about 1 million UAS registered, so without a doubt, some of these drones have been spotted in New Jersey too. Let's remember that, as reported by the Federal Aviation Administration, flying drones is perfectly legal in most of the country, as long as they stay below 400 feet and are clearly visible. So, and this is something we're considering, it's very likely that a good part of these sightings are nothing more than drones flying low which, by law, have to be visible. This could also be confirmed by the fact that almost all of these recent sightings come from observers on the ground and not from airplanes. There have also been sightings near military areas, like the Picatinny Arsenal and the Naval Weapons Station Earl, which are no-drone zones, even though these violations actually happen regularly, so it's nothing new. But what's the point here? That at the moment, out of all the reported cases, there's no evidence showing illegal use of the airspace. So the FBI has currently ruled out the idea that these drones could be considered a danger to the public or that they're being operated by criminals. However, there isn't any information right now about who's operating these UAS or where they're coming from, so the authorities are taking the situation, as they should, very seriously and with all the attention possible. Also, given how much it's been talked about in recent weeks, it's not out of the question that someone might have had some fun deliberately faking UFO sightings, just to stir up this huge fuss even more. So to sum it up, we can say that right now the most likely hypothesis is that most of the real sightings are due to drones. Drones flying around without any bad intentions, but we don't know who's operating them or where they're coming from.
That being said, I think there are two takeaways here. On one hand, it's true that there are videos with unidentified objects or phenomena, and it would be wrong, from a scientific standpoint, to be certain that they're all always fake. The scientific method is also based on the spirit of observation and critical thinking. But be careful, because on the other hand, the second message is to stay alert. Watch out for what's going around online, because with the technology we have today, with just a phone and a computer, you can make a fake clip in half a day that's indistinguishable from a real one. The crux of the matter isn't so much the clip or the fake videos, but it's indeed us and our critical thinking, our level of attention, that determines whether that fake news will become more or less viral, more or less significant. To limit the spread of fake news, what we can do is force ourselves to have a higher level of attention and to ask questions. For example, I read the video title, I read the video description, because often it says right there, generated with AI or digitally created, for instance. What are the sources? Are the sources reliable? So, before forming an opinion and sharing it, because another issue is sharing a fake news, you need to take a moment. Otherwise, if you stop at the first impression, the first view, the first 5 seconds, you risk falling victim to fake news and fueling misinformation.